everyone, this is Fernando with Devotion to Travel, and I'm here today with Greg Baxter, who is the Business Development Manager for AmaWaterways, and we happen to be on the Ama Prima ship right now, and we're currently in a lock, and the ship is rising up, I think, right now.
Indeed.
And then hopefully we'll be out on our way out of this lock and on to the next lock. But Greg is gracious enough to give us a few minutes of his time. We just got a few questions that we want to go ahead and ask, and we'll get started with some general river cruising questions. So Greg, what makes river cruising such a unique travel experience compared to ocean or land-based tours?
Well, Fernando, what I think makes river cruising so unique is, first of all, it's intimate. I mean, the vessel we're on right now holds, just over 150 passengers. It is not like a lot of the ocean cruising ships with thousands and thousands of guests on. People are very like-minded as well. And it seems like the smaller you go as far as vessels, the more like-minded people get. So you could be sitting at dinner with someone who's 35 and someone who's 75, and they'll have common interests because they've chosen an experience like this. So. But that is what I think is most unique. It is small. It's intimate. It's like going back to school, I say. Remember when you would come out to recess and you knew everyone's names, and within, as you've already experienced, within a couple of days, you know almost everyone by first name on board the ship.
Yep, absolutely.
That doesn't happen with 4,000 guests.
No, it's just there's not enough time, and you can't remember everybody's name on this.
Yeah, and of course, you're asking about land vacations versus land vacations. Land vacations, you're a little bit more limited as to how much area you can cover. With a river cruise, you could be in a different country every day. So you can be very direct in where you go, and you can wake up in the morning and one day you're in Germany, the next day you're in Austria, the next day you're in Slovakia. So that's very unique and just unpacking once. Yeah,
that's the nice thing. And currently we have 133 guests on board this particular ship that holds 152. So it's great to get to know everybody, and unfortunately we just got through having a German brunch, and lunch is going to be served within the next hour, so I don't know how much I'll be able to eat then.
But you are definitely not hungry, are you?
But you're not hungry.
We don't leave you hungry.
Sure. Yeah, that's for sure. How does river cruising allow travelers to experience a destination in a more immersed way?
Well, again, you're not going to big cruise ship ports like the oceans. You go to some huge cruise ship port, and maybe there's lots of vendors trying to sell you things, and you may not even be close to the town. You may have to take a taxi or take some sort of shuttle even to get to town. With us, we pull up, and sometimes you step right off the ship and walk right into town. We're right there. So you're really getting that more immersive experience. You just mentioned that we just had like an Oktoberfest celebration, a German lunch. That's very immersive, giving us that whole experience just on board. We didn't even have to get off of the ship. But also it's the guides. Everything, all of our excursions are included, as you know. Mm-hmm. You don't pay anything extra for our excursions, and they're guided by local historians, local experts, and they are giving you such in-depth history that whether you are immersive as far as being here for a month at a time, you feel like you have when you're done with everything you're learning.
That's absolutely true. So, given that, what is the best type of traveler that is best suited for river cruising?
Almost anyone would enjoy river cruising. I think that you do find, though, often maybe the more experienced travelers finally work their way. A lot of people start with big ships and work their way down. And so oftentimes it's people who have been on big ships. They're looking for something more maybe the word's genuine. They're looking for an experience where they really can build relationships while they're on board. A lot of our guests, by the end of the week, they meet new people that they travel with later on because they've built such strong relationships with them. And that's because it is small and you have a chance to get to know people so well versus having thousands of people on board. So does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, no, I think so. So from Ama's perspective, and Ama means
Love. It's a
love.
Latin root for love.
So I guess every one of their ships you can call it a love boat.
Ah, very good.
But what sets Ama apart from all the river cruise lines that are out there?
Yeah, that's a good question. We are very unique, and we have always been very unique. Our co-owners actually helped start some other original river cruise lines, but I think some of the things that really set us apart are our cruise managers are amazing. They're like the hosts on board, as you know. But they will, if our guests book a pre-package or a post-package, our cruise managers will stay with our guests through those. That is not the case with most companies. Most companies, you're on your own during those. But we have our cruise manager who actually is with our guests through the whole cruise, through the pre and through the post. That's one thing that makes us unique. We were the first to have bicycles on board our ships. We have 25 bicycles on almost all of our ships in Europe. Some people are starting to put bikes on, but we were the first. We were the first to have wellness experts who are teaching yoga and cardio and strength. We have fitness rooms on board, which is very rare. We have swimming pools, which is very rare. And as we experienced last night, we are currently in the Chef's Table restaurant, which is a specialty restaurant with like 5 to 7 course fine dining and paired wines. Most other river cruise companies don't even have a specialty restaurant. And of course, as you experienced, this is all included in the price. Everything I mentioned was included in the price. So that's another thing. Several cruise lines may have some things they can offer, but they come at additional cost. Ours is all in the cost of the cruise.
Yeah, which is very nice here. You're not nickeled and dime. Everything is included. You get a chance of experiencing everything, or as much as you want, or as little as you want. As I've discovered, I think everybody and their brother has gone out to the towns and be able to experience that, which is just absolutely wonderful, and get really immersed in the culture and in the town. So if you're in Germany, brush up on your German. So it does help a lot. But everybody pretty much speaks English as well, so which is good.
Yeah,
das ist richtig. What are some signature features of Ama's ships that guests really love the most?
Well, I think they love our spa. We do have a spa. Spa treatments are not included, but we do have a spa. I think guests really love that. I mentioned the swimming pool. Again, that is very, very rare in this industry. To be able to, and as you've probably seen, people have been using the swimming pool a lot. In cold weather, we heat that swimming pool up to where it's like a jacuzzi. And I think another really unique feature they love are the bicycles. To be able to go on these guided bike tours or take them out on their own. So. And then actually one more thing, one of our co-owners, he designs all of our ships. He designed our signature double balconies. So these are staterooms that have a French balcony as well as a full step out and sit down balcony, 2 balconies in one stateroom. So those are some items that are that's something that's totally signature just to AmaWaterways. But those are some of the things guests love most.
Yeah, I mean, we have a double balcony currently, so you can step on outside and or on the other side actually just open the 2 sliding doors and get the air in as well. So either way you can enjoy it, and get to experience some of the flies and whatnot. So just make sure you got to kick them out. What about Ama's food, the culinary aspects of Ama?
You know, we have award-winning cuisine. When I say award-winning, I'm not just saying that because oh my gosh, our cuisine is so great. We actually have culinary institutes that are invitation only, that come and secret shop us, come on board, don't even tell us that they're on board, and try our cuisine. And it's an invite only society. We have 2 different societies that we're members of. One of them is Chaîne des Rôtissiers, and they have to invite you to be part of that. We are members of that. And Tables des Auberges is another one. We're members of those as well, and those were invite only. all of our cuisine is brought to our ships every day by local vendors, so everything is fresh. We don't have microwaves on board. We only use our freezers for ice cream, so everything is cooked fresh. But also because of that, we can cater to many food allergies because all these things aren't pre-made. So we have amazing cuisine.
Yeah, I did notice the chef yesterday when we docked. He'd gotten off, and he comes back with all these groceries because he just went to the local markets to get all the fresh vegetables and everything else. So, but unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to sample from his bag. It would have been kind of, hey, this is pretty good. Squeeze the melons.
Well, as you've tried, everything is very, very fresh and amazing.
Very, very tasty. Talk about the active discovery that AMA has.
Oh, about how active we are?
Yeah.
We are, in my opinion, more active than any other river cruise line. That is why our ages on board skew much younger than other river cruise lines. I mentioned the bicycles. We were the first. And sometimes we do rides up to 20 miles. And we do castle hikes. Castles are on the tops of hills. They were made for protection. So if you're going to hike up to castles, you have to be fairly active to be going up these mountains to get up to them. We break our city tours into slow walker groups, regular speed walker groups, or active speed walker groups. So people who are more active, they can get into these faster paced groups. And of course, I mentioned that we have the wellness experts on board teaching all these different classes. So we really focus on being active, but you don't have to do any of that if you don't want. But because we offer it, we do get people who are very happy to come in and be able, and we have a gym on board as well. And so we have people that come in and they can keep in shape if they want. They can do a morning yoga class. They can do the bicycle rides. Or if you don't want to do any of it, you don't have to do any of it. But we have a more interesting mix of ages on board because of this. All the way down to maybe like mid-30s booking with us. Some people bringing their teenagers and everything. And the teenagers are having a great time. So I don't think that's the case in every cruise line. They don't have those sort of activities.
Yeah, I was up on the sun deck the other day, and there was a number of people that were running the track, basically, up there. And then they had, yoga indoors, up on the sun deck, so in various spots. So a lot of people enjoying that, which was, great.
Yep.
So really enjoyed that. So along with that, sustainability I know is very important to AMA. So what do you, in representing AMA, what do you are out there telling your clients out there about?
Well, in this culture, a lot of people are very interested in sustainability, and are they supporting a company who is sustainable? We actually win sustainability awards in Europe. And when you win sustainability awards, they actually give you preferential docking locations. So that's when I said we can just pull right up and walk into towns, because we are, so, I was going to say green, but sustainable. We have like double pane windows that keep things cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Some of our ships have electric engines as well as diesel engines. We do lots of different recycling. You've probably noticed our water bottles are not plastic. They are recyclable cartons that we give them in. So we have all sorts of different things that we're doing to stay sustainable. So we're very good for nature.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that, with the glass water bottles that are in every stateroom that are complimentary. It comes with everything. They get filled every single day. And if you're drinking more water, they'll put more in there for you. It's pretty much as much as you can drink.
That's why, as you mentioned, some companies would not be giving you a glass water. So these are actually, when we say glass water, we're not talking about refillable glass water bottles. These are just beautiful European water bottles you might find at the grocery store that are glass, so they're easily recyclable. And so we're putting beautiful glass water bottles into everyone's staterooms, and we came close to, at one time, to changing to something that would still be recyclable, but a little bit different. But we decided just to stay with the classic glass water bottles.
Yeah, no, it's great. To kind of wrap up, give me an example of a memorable client's experience on Ama that truly captures the Ama way and experience.
Well, I'll give you a really unique one. I mean, of course, if you just look at the overall experience, there's so many guests that just love it. You just read our comment cards at the end of the weeks. People love our service. They love the people who are employed on board, because everyone is so nice. Because once again, Ama means love, right? So our service levels are amazing. But to give you a unique idea, as I've always loved this story, our cruise managers, once again, the hosts of the whole ship, their desks, as you know, they don't have an office back behind somewhere. They're out right where all the public walks by. You can sit and talk with them. Well, one gentleman, it was beginning or midweek, I'm sure. I heard the story where he came walking out of his stateroom, and as he walked past the cruise manager's desk, he was limping a little bit. And the cruise manager said, "Hey, Mr. I don't know his name. Are you all right?" And he said, "I threw my back out." And so, probably the week was just getting started, and here he's throwing his back out. The cruise manager says, "Can I make you a chiropractic appointment?" And he's like, "Are you serious?" He goes, because remember, our cruise managers are local.
Sure.
And that's how they know all the local history. And he's like, "Yeah, that would be great." So he just opened his computer, he looked him up a local chiropractor, made an appointment, went with him. The gentleman got adjusted, came back, got to enjoy his whole week. But those are the things that we do that are really that personal touch. And those are the things that, and I mean, there's so many other stories, but we always go way up and beyond. But it's all about customer service. That's really how we grow, and we've been growing and growing. We don't grow through advertising. We grow through word of mouth. People who've experienced us come back with their stories, like I just gave an example of, and then their friends want a book, and those same people want to return. And so we have so many return guests, but that's just one story, but I think that's a good one.
Well, great. Well, folks, that wraps up our little session here with Greg. I want to thank you, Greg.
Thank you very much for having me, Fernando.
So until next time, we'll see you then.
Bye.